I made Charles's Coronation Quiche. I'll stick to shop bot next time. Last year I spent 6 hours painstakingly making the various parts needed to construct the Queen's Platinum Jubilee trifle, only to experience one baking disaster after another and be left never wanting to cook again. But clearly, I'm a bit of a masochist, as I've agreed to get back in the kitchen once more and test out another royal recipe. This time I'm trying my hand at the Coronation Quiche, a dish that was personally chosen by Their Majesties, the King, and the Queen Consort in celebration of the upcoming coronation big lunch. The quiche contains of spinach, broad beans, cheese and tarragon, and the royal family claims it can be easily adapted to suit different tastes and preferences. The recipe has also garnered the approval of the Great British Bake Off's Dame Prue Leith, who was one of the first people to taste the official coronation pastry at a special big lunch at Westminster Abbey on Tuesday and thought it was absolutely delicious. Intrigued by the flavor combination, I headed out to my local Tesco to collect everything I'd need to get cooking, and the ingredients came to £21.09 without a club card and £20.09 with one. A pricey total when you compare it to the £2.50 cost of a pre-made quiche from the store. During my shop, I did have to make a few minor changes, tweaks to a few of the ingredients, as my nearest supermarket was missing certain items. For instance, the recipe calls for fresh tarragon, but they didn't have any, so I was forced to use the dried stuff instead. Similarly, there were no fresh broad beans, so I opted for frozen ones. And in place of baking beans for blind baking the pastry, the good people of Mumsnet assured me I'd be fine to use some rice in their place. Otherwise, I had everything I needed to get going, including a backup sheet of ready-made short crust pastry, just in case anything were to go wrong. It's not cheating. The recipe says you can use it. Things initially got off to a pretty good start. I enjoyed the flashback to high school home economics classes while using my hands to rub the butter and lard into plain flour until it resembled breadcrumbs. I was also pretty impressed that the mixture easily came together as a dough, although I did need to add a tiny bit more milk than the 2 tablespoons the recipe advises using at this point.